see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the...
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope everybody is doing so good. Can y'all believe that we are already almost finished with June? Holy cow. Alright guys, so let's jump into this thing straight away. If you are new here, thank you so much for pressing play and giving my channel a try. I hope that you like what you see and that you'll come back and visit with me again. Make sure you click that subscribe button and the bell if you would like to be notified when new videos like this come out. And if you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back and being with me. I have got some really awesome stuff coming out in Happy Mail this month. So if you've not yet signed up for my Happy Mail, you can go over to my website, SEW.com. And if you'll scroll down, you'll see the Happy Mail sign up there. So make sure you put your city and state though, or I can't send you anything. So anyway, without further ado, we are going to go ahead and get started. I am going to go ahead and address the elephant in the room. This spot on my lip, I had a sunspot start coming up here. And so I went to the dermatologist to have it checked because, you know, I think about skin cancer and stuff. And she said, would you like for us to freeze it off? And it'll, you know, it'll fall off and it'll be lighter. And I was like, yeah, go ahead. But in the meantime, it looks like a giant, I don't know, like a giant mole right now. I'm ready for it to go away. Okay, so if you will remember, oh, here it is. This month I am doing all of the patriotic stitching. I've also started some new stuff, so we've got a lot to go over. I'm going to go over my fully finished objects. I've got 4 fully finished objects. I've got a bunch of completed stitching to show you that I haven't finished yet, and so that's what we're going to do first. We're just going to jump straight into the stitching. There has been changes on the cross stitch retreat that I have got coming up. It was going to be in July, but I really wasn't getting a response. A lot of people were saying flights were too expensive, being within 90 days. So I have rescheduled that to the weekend before Thanksgiving in November. You can also find the details for that and to reserve your spot over on my website, but I'll be sharing more details about that in a little bit. Let's just get into the stitching right now. So the very first thing I'm going to show you is the, this was the Sip and Stitch box through Primrose Cottage Stitches, and I finally got it finished, and I turned it into this little cute pillow, and I just put these little patches on the back with a buttonhole stitch to make it decorative. I'm going to put a charm back there, but I hadn't got it done yet. So this was my finish on this one. This one is super fun. The only thing I'm not pleased with is I used a lighter fabric than what was called for, and it's really hard to see the word because there. And I was going to do it red, white, and blue. Alternate stitches red, white, and blue. But I really didn't like how the piece looked aesthetically like that. So I took it all back out and I just did it in white. When it sits on my cabinet, my patriotic cabinet, you can see it fine. It's just hard for you to see on video and stuff. But there's no problem, you know, seeing it in person or whatever. But super pleased with my finish on this one. So there's the back again. So that is finish number 1. Here's my second finish. This is a freebie pattern from Pinker and Pumpkin Quilting, and you can find her blog online and see what she's doing through Instagram. She posts free patterns all the time, so this was one of hers, and I love it. And I just finished it into this little pillow. The back has the same thing, and then I just tied this little bow around it to give it a little bit more class. I don't know, I may end up cutting this from back here and just stitching it right there and stitching it right here, and so that way the back isn't covered. But super happy with this one. This was a super fast stitch. And if you're wanting links to any of these patterns that I'm showing you, if you go over to the website as well and scroll down a little bit, I've got all of the patterns that I'm trying to stitch this month, and I have got them linked to where you can go over and get the free pattern too, just to make it easy for you instead of trying to go through and find it, because some of them was kind of difficult to get to. That's finish number 2, and I love these, how they're sitting on my hutch. If you'll look at my video, no, my pictures at the beginning of the video, they're sitting up. I just didn't have the bows on them yet, so I needed a bunch of pillows to take up space. So this is another freebie from Pinker and Pumpkin Quilting. This one is Old Glory. And for this finish, what I did is I took 2.5-inch strips and I sewed them together and did the front part first, and then I had enough left to be able to do the back. So it's actually a quilted look piece to it, and then I just tied that little bow around it. So if you wonder where I got the stripe, this was in the Christmas section, like for peppermint stripes, so that's where I found that. So this is another freebie. Okay, this pattern was a Lizzie Kate freebie, and I got it online, and again, over on my website, I've got links for you guys so you can get to it. But I kind of went a little bit different with this one, went more with like a flowery look. And the charm, I had the charm. It called for a charm to put there, but because it was a free pattern, obviously it didn't come with it. And I had got our charm pack on Amazon and took that little charm out and put it on there. So, happy with that one. So that's my 4 fully finished objects. So now for stitching that I have got completed but not finished, and I will be working on these, I don't know, sometime coming up. Another Liberty. This is a freebie by Pinker and Pumpkin Quilting, another super quick one. There, this is Land of the Free, another freebie by Pinker and Pumpkin Quilting. And I just used colors that I had used. Let's see, which one did she call for colors? I don't know. In one of these, she called for specific colors. And then some of these patterns, it just said, choose your favorite red, white, and blue. And I went with what she had called for on another one of the freebies. I can't remember. Right, this is from Primrose Cottage Stitches. I can't remember what this one's called. I don't know. But again, another link to where you can get this over on Etsy's over on my website. This was a super fun one to stitch. The letters L, V, and E went really fast, and then it just took a little bit of time for that heart, but super cute. I can't wait to finish this one in a pillow. All of these are going to be finished in pillows because that's what I'm needing to fill up space on my hutch. And then this is a Primrose Cottage Stitches. This is one of the stamp series by Lindsay, and I changed all of the colors on it. There's a link on my Instagram to the colors that I used. I'll have to put the colors that I used over on my website too, but there's a link over on my website to get to where this is on Etsy too. So that is my finishes. So this month I've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 finishes. Well, technically some more, but I'll show you that in a minute. That is all of my patriotic stitching. I'm getting tired of stitching patriotic ones, so I have knocked a couple off my list that I'm going to do, but I'm going to try and get those done this week. I'm going camping, and so I'm going to be finishing those up. I want to have them done before the 4th of July and have them on my thing, so that way next year everything will be ready to get out. So, okay. I thought I would already have this next one finished, but I don't yet. This is Summertime by Primrose Cottage Stitches. This one. And this was a stitch along in May, and I did really good about keeping up with it until the last week. And I haven't even finished the last week yet. But what happened is I went to the beach camping, and I didn't want to get this one dirty. Crud. Because it is white fabric. But here is this one. So the only thing that I've got left to finish down here is like, what is it? Suitcases, flip-flops, picnics, and it looks like a little jar. So this one is almost done. It is so close. So once all my patriotic stitching is done, I will be ready to put out my summer stuff. So I gotta get this one finished. I gotta get it framed. I'll put it back in a minute and get that one ready. So I've got a lot of little cute ones that I'm wanting to do for summer too, but we'll go over that in a minute. Okay, the next thing that I have jumped on board with is Janet Jabber and Stitching by the Shore is doing the Halloween calendar pieces as minis. I had got this piece last year, and I had started it on a big piece of fabric, and I wasn't in it. I wasn't feeling it. But I really like doing them individually, because what I'm going to do is make ornaments and have, like, each day of the month of October, I'm going to put the little ornament on the tree. So that's what I'm doing. And I had figured out to have them all done by October the 1st. I need to do 2 per week at this point. And I've still not done this week's 2. Last week's 2, because it's Sunday now. So I'm going to have to do 4 this week. So I have got the first one done, number 1. And number 2, I have got almost finished. There is a lot of color changes in these little blocks, but this is number 2. So I am alternating the fabrics that I'm doing on. This is one of the fabrics. Black is one of the fabrics. I hand dyed some fabric of my own. I call it candy corn color. You can't see, but it's got yellow, orange, and white. So there's that color, and then there's a purple color, but I don't have the purple in here, so it's another one that I dyed. So that's what I'm doing those on, and all of those are done on 18 count 8 or 14 count 8. So I got 1 and 2 done. So they're super fun. There is a lot of color changing in there though. You would think them would stitch super fast. There is a ton of color change, but I have had a lot of fun stitching that. And I guess that's all of my stitching for the last couple of weeks. I guess now I can talk about plans. So I had showed you in my last video the Ecclesiastes 31 piece that I wanted to do. I don't have it out here. It's a big, huge sampler. It's 15 inches by 58 inches. It's really long. And I'm starting that today as my Sabbath stitching on Sunday. So I'll have that to show you next week. And I'm going to be finishing up the last of these patriotic pieces that I wanted to get done. I have kind of bumped some to do for next year. And then Fat Quarter Shop is doing Jolly July. And Pinker and Pumpkin Quilting has got a ornament series, Barnyard something. So I'm wanting to start those too. I don't know how many there is of those, but I'm wanting to do that, and I'm wanting to finish up some summer pieces that I've got going. So we'll see what I get done. But overall, I'm very pleased with the progress that I have got done. 4 fully finishes, and then 9 stitches completed. I'm super proud of myself. So let's see if I can get that summertime finished up for next week. Okay, so that's all my stitching. So if you're just here for the stitching, you can chill out, come back and see me next time. But I'm going to do a little bit of life updates. Oh, and I'm going to go ahead and talk about the retreat now. So The price of the retreat in July, it was going to be in July, and it was only going to be $200. That was based upon the price that I thought the total amount of the house would be. There was some taxes thrown in, some additional fees thrown in at the end that I didn't realize when I put the price out, that I was going to have to pay some versus collecting enough money from folks who registered. But I didn't want to go up on the price after I'd already told everybody what it was. But due to the fact that I've had to reschedule it in November, I did go ahead and account for that price increase, and to accommodate food purchases, there's going to be continental breakfast we're coming in on Thursday. Check-in is at 3. And so Friday, Saturday, and Sunday morning there will be a continental breakfast. And then we will have lunch finger foods all 3 of those days. So Friday, Saturday, and then it'll be something super small on Sunday, just a little, something to give you a little bite before you head out. Probably, some of the leftovers from the week. And then dinners will be your own responsibility. That way, folks could go out if they wanted to. If you want to go take a walk on the beach, you want to use DoorDash and call something in, whatever. I wanted there to be some flexibility there in the afternoon without you having to be back to have a meal at a certain time. The price for the retreat in November is $350, and it does require a $200 deposit at the time of registration. You can look at all the cancellation details, refund policies, all that good stuff over on the website. But we're going to have a really good time. I've got some awesome gifts that I'm wanting to give you guys, and I think we'll have a really good time. I think that it will be good for us to have some time before the busy holiday season hits. And as well as I do, once everything gets so busy, if there's any cross-stitch projects or quilting projects or anything that need to be finished, it's hard to get those done. So this would be a way for you to set aside time and get those projects finished for gifts that you're wanting to give for Christmas. I am going to be offering a finishing class. I'm going to do demonstration of a pillow, some ornaments, a box, different things like that. If there's something specific you would like to see and you're attending, just email me and let me know. Registration is going to look a little bit different than what it had before. You will go over to the website. I'll put the website down below in the description, and there's a button for you to click to email me. And then I will send you an invoice for you to pay your deposit. That way, I'm sorry, I got the hiccups. That way, we can make it to where you can pay on your invoice, anytime that you want to. The final amount is due October the 17th, for your final amount. So, I think that's it. You can take a look at the house and see all the details and all that good stuff. And it's not just cross-stitch. Maybe if you're quilting or, you're finishing up projects that you're given, or sewing stockings or anything. It's cross-stitch, quilting, sewing, anything like that. You do have to be 18 or older to attend, though. The rooms are made to where 12 women could go, but depending upon, some of the beds are like queen-size beds. I wouldn't be comfortable sleeping in a queen-size bed with a stranger, so if everybody has their own bed, there's room for 8 folks. So we'll need to, if somebody is coming like a mother-daughter or 2 best friends and they don't mind sharing a bed, we can get a few more than 8 in there. But it'll be somewhere between 8 and 12 women. No less than 8 and no more than 12. So that's the details on that. Okay, as for life, like I mentioned, I had to go to the doctor with this thing. We went to the beach, or I went to the beach with the boys, took my boys, and we stayed on the beach. And we went fishing, and I posted some pictures over on my Instagram. You can go check those out. But I got another place took off on my arm, and it does not look good. It is so sore. I have had like 9 moles removed, surgeries from moles. So I'm waiting on the biopsy for that one to come back in 2 weeks. My father-in-law is in the hospital. He's got to have a colonoscopy tomorrow. So if you could send some prayers for him, that would be greatly appreciated. And I guess that's about all the news that I have got. I guess you're noticing my new space. I got a new building for my stitching room. This is not all of my fabric. I gotta get the rest of it out of storage in my other building and get it up here. But this is the neatly folded amount. It goes all the way to the floor. You can't see it. But it's nice. I'm sitting here at my cutting table. I've got my ironing board over here. I've got my sewing area over there. There's plenty of room. All of this mess that you see is having to do with packaging of orders and stuff. So, yes, it's coming together. But I'm going to turn the camera. Don't get dizzy. I still don't have all of my insulation and my paneling up yet in here. So, but it's nice to have a quiet space away from birds and dogs and everything. Yeah. So that's what's going on in that realm. And hold on a minute. Let me grab a couple of project bags. I need to ask you guys' opinion about this. Hold on. Okay. So I have been making and sewing project bags for over a year now. And I always, if I take them to retreats or something, I always do really well. I always sell a lot of them. And I have sold a lot of them online. But I don't know what you guys feeling on this. I've got my own website, and I have got them on sale on my website. And the reason that I do that is if you sell through Etsy, Etsy takes like 30-something%. There's listing fees. Then you don't get your money from stuff you sell till 45 days afterwards. All that stuff. If I do my own website, I don't have to pay all them fees. I just pay for my website one time a year. And then
this might answer your question. The website of Oprah Winfrey Network,
Alexa,
also called Oprah.
Cancel. She's crazy. But anyway, I noticed that I was getting more orders whenever I was listing on Etsy versus on my own website. So I don't know if people are more comfortable with Etsy because it's a larger platform. I don't think it's the fact that I'm getting more traffic through Etsy because I can see my statistics from my website. I'm getting enough traffic, but I don't know if people are like scared about buying off of a personal website. So what is y'all's thoughts about that? Are y'all more nervous buying off a personal website and you're more comfortable with Etsy or what? So, but I have got some new ones. These are already, this one has been on my website. This one's been on my website. This one has been on my website. This one has been on my website. These have been on my website for a while. And then I've got some new ones. So this is the new one. It's not yet listed on there. This is a new one, and it is listed on there. And this is a new one that's not listed. Or it is listed on there. So, I don't know. Maybe it's a size thing. I don't know. I've got both fabric and vinyl. But my bags are 11 by 15. So, I don't know if people are wanting different sizes or what the deal is. So, if you guys have feedback for me, I would very much appreciate it. I'm also working on making grime guards that I will be posting on there as well. But, yeah. And there's tons of Halloween ones on there and stuff. So, but you guys let me know. What is the deal with that? You know, I want for people to remember buying the bag from me versus, oh, I bought this bag off of Etsy. Okay, well, you know, there's 1,000 makers on Etsy. I like the more personal experience, and that's why, you know, that's another reason why I've been doing them off my website. But anyway, what do you guys think? I've not had anybody return any of my bags for quality issues, so I know it's not my sewing. So I don't know. Can y'all help me figure that out? I would appreciate it so much. And as for, I think that's about it. I'm taking my boys camping again this week. They're bringing a friend. We're going to a campsite that I used to go to when I was little, and I really want for them to have some of the same memories of, you know, swimming in the lake and fishing and hiking, and so I can't wait to do that. And other than stitching, that's about it. I have done some cross stitching this week. I should have brought that out here to show you, but I've been making some little patriotic granny squares. I'll have to show that next week. But that's it. That's all I got. Can't think of nothing else. Well, you guys have stuck with me for 25 minutes, so I say you're awesome. Let me know what you think below, and yeah, we will go from there. If you've got any questions about the retreat or anything, let me know. Alright guys, so I'm going to go for now. I hope that everyone is having a good day. Make sure you take time to tell your father you love him. If your daddy is still alive, I have already talked with my daddy. We spoiled him this last week and took him out to eat fish. There is a fish camp near us that the walls are painted. They're absolutely gorgeous, and it's on the lake, so you can sit and look out over the lake. So much good food. Spent a lot of time with my parents this last week. They were off. We went swimming, I don't know, 3 or 4 different times in my pool. Yeah, and that's about it. So, alright, well, I will catch you all next week. I'm just rambling, so take care, and I hope that God blesses you this next week until I come back to you again.